What is going on today? We got a brand new video with a little bit of maintenance on the freshly acquired MazdaSpeed 3. Inner tie rods. We did the outer tie rods, we did the control arms, we did the end links, and this thing's still clunking up front. Feel it when I'm turning. I'm praying to God it's not the steering rack, and I doubt it is. So this is my next culprit. I find that suspension tends to go really quickly in the speeds versus the sedans or the regular hatchbacks. This 2.3 with the turbo is heavy. I mean really, really heavy. Like, it's like you put BC coilovers on this thing and the spring rates don't work for it because it's so heavy. Like, the front of this car is really heavy. So that's why I think things like those tend to go out a little bit quicker, or they just will go out in general on this car versus maybe a sedan where it might not. It's the next day after Driven Show. If you guys haven't watched that already, I highly suggest it. I'll leave it up in the corner for you guys. I am so tired. I was up so late editing that video, getting it ready, and now we're here in the garage. Do you guys ever feel like you get tired of working on your car sometimes? Especially now that I'm back at pretty much a two-car thing where I have the sedan and the Speed to deal with. And obviously the Speed needs work considering I just got it. I just don't want to work on the car today. So today we're gonna work on the car. We're gonna be doing the inner tie rods on both sides. So we're gonna go ahead, lift the front of the car up, jack up both sides, and have them lifted. So if you take a look inside here, you guys can see here is your tie rod, and your outer tie rod is right here. Basically, what we need to do is take the outer tie rod out, remove the outer tie rod. We're gonna remove the boot from the inner tie rod, pretty much take off the inner tie rod, rinse, repeat. If you've had no experience doing this before, you're probably gonna wanna use an inner tie rod tool. This can look like this or something like a very long shaft. I'm gonna try using this one today and hopefully this works. It was just a cheaper option for me. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this nut first. A good way to tell that your inner tie rod ends are shot is that they can literally just move around like that. We're gonna go ahead and remove this clip. Did forget that you're actually gonna wanna remove this nut. Now we can go ahead, remove the outer tie rod. Now it is a good time to replace these if you're at this point. What you should do now is, you don't wanna tear this boot. This boot's very important. You wanna get up and around, release this from the inner tie rod with a flathead, get it open, and put a little bit of penetrating fluid in. You can spin it around, get it all nice up. It just helps the boot slide really nice on it. Now we need to get to the back of the car. There's gonna be a clip that's holding the boot on the inner end. You wanna cut that off. We're not gonna be reusing this. It is pretty difficult to reach. You should be able to just slide this right off. So what you can do is you put it around. You're gonna notice there's like a place where you can put the socket on, but you want to put it around the part where the inner tie rod goes in. A lot of stuff in the way, but I'm gonna try and figure this out. I would suggest giving your guys yourself a lot of room. I use a breaker bar with this tool and it did work. Inner tie rods are out. Remove this tool as we are going to be using this on the new one to tighten it. And then I'm probably going to bring this over to the vise to get this bolt off so I can get the boot off as well. We're gonna get a locking ring. Here is your new inner tie rod. We're gonna go ahead, take this nut off. So go ahead, put the locking ring in there. The thread, make sure that ring is in place. There you go. As you can see, this tie rod is packed full of grease already. Some of them will come with grease. This is how it should look. It shouldn't, you know, be bouncing around. Throw this back on. So I've gone ahead and I've tightened our tool to our new ball joint. Now I'm gonna show you guys kind of how I did this. It is a little tricky. I'm gonna say that's good. So now we can put the boot on, but the first thing that I wanna do is put some grease along here so that the boot can slide freely. This helps with alignment later down the road so the boot doesn't tear. Slide that boot on to the steering rack. Make sure that it's all the way around. Put this nut back on. Throwing a little bit of anti-seize on this nut probably wouldn't be a bad idea either. To give me a rough idea of how and where this nut was before, I'm going to line up these two. But like I said, you will need alignment, just because you probably won't nail those right on the spot. Now I can go ahead and throw my outer tie rod back on. Grab the big ass wrench. Give her a tighten. This like whole suspension's like brand new. You got end links, new inner tie rods, new outer tie rods, new control arms. We're good to go. Actually, we did forget one thing. This clamp needs to go back on the inner tie rod. So we've gotten the passenger side already. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the driver's side. So this side's like the same thing. I'm gonna fly through this side. Take that clip off. Pop that boot off the back. Slide this boot forward. Our tie rod end. This one doesn't feel as bad. So it'll be interesting to see if this solves my issues that I'm having. Off camera here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the tie rod tool right on. Breaker bar, I'm gonna get my extensions ready. Oh, that was so easy. There we are. You go ahead and take this whole thing off on the vice grip. So we just threaded it in there by hand. I'm gonna take the adjustment nut off, slap the tool onto there, my ratchet, just to get it a little snug. Go ahead and take off our tool. I'm gonna put that grease along here. And I'm gonna throw the boot on. I don't want to forget this time to put this on there. Go ahead and throw our tie rod nut on. Then I'm gonna give this guy a nice little tighten, and we are good to go. Now we have completed both ends of our tie rods. Literally the whole suspension rebuild is done on the front of this car. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the wheels on, and then we're gonna take it for a spin, see if it's any better. I'd honestly be surprised if this just fixed my whole issue. My alignment is definitely hella off though, for show. Like it's still kind of there. Oh, he's going fast. You guys are. It's definitely like something's still loose. This thing was clunking away, and I know some of you guys have reached out to me before and asked about, you know, why it's still clunking after doing all the work that I've kind of like done previously. Deer inner tie rods could be a huge culprit. I am chasing one more sound coming from this side of the car. I think it has to be coilover related. I'll take a look into that a bit more on my own time there. Other than that, there's how you guys do your inner tie rods. And there you guys go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If this helped you out, make sure to hit that subscribe button to see more maintenance stuff like this on the Speed. That was kind of like the first video of the Speed that we've done. I actually made a video about me lowering it and putting those wheels on it, and then I accidentally deleted the whole thing. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. Alright guys, thank you so much once again. Keep it real. I'll see y'all in the next one.